Hi, this is Matthew Mabry, and this is our third tutorial for Desire to Learn. In this tutorial, I want to show you how to use the assessment tool in Desire to Learn to quickly grade tests and quizzes, and then to use the item analysis on the tests and quizzes to better guide your instruction and to give your students specific feedback on what they did well and what they did poorly on your assessments. Let's get started. I'm going to log on to Desire to Learn, and I'm going to choose my science course right here. Now I've already made this quiz, so I go to Assessments and I select the quiz that I've already pre-made. Now I'll show you on a different tutorial how to make the quiz, but on this one I'm wanting to focus on why it's so cool to use quizzes on here and how fast you can grade them. So here's the quiz I've already made. I click my little caret here and I click on Grade. Now here are all of the students who have already taken my quiz, and this is every student from every class. However, to record grades in the gradebook, I can click on their specific question, and then I click Apply, and then only the students for that section will show up, which correspond with the names of my gradebook. So if I want to minimize this screen and then pull up my PowerSchool gradebook here, I can just go left to right and copy them over, or I can write them in my paper gradebook first before I apply them to PowerSchool. However, for this particular quiz, I had to first, before this grade could be calculated, I had to go back and grade two of the short answer problems that Desire to Learn couldn't automatically grade for me, and I want to show you how I did this. To grade those questions, I would go to Questions, and here's a list of all the questions my kids answered. And when I made this quiz, I grouped them underneath scenarios. So these questions all to do with Scenario 1, Scenario 2, the density set of questions, and see, these were automatically graded. This was a matching, true, false, multiple choice, and I set up those answers so they were automatically graded. But these were long answers that were short. I would call them short answers. Desire to Learn called them long answers. So I had to grade these by hand, and this is how I did it. I click Questions, and I click on the question itself, and here are all of the students listed and their questions. And so I just start at the top, and I would read their response. Here's the question itself, and then here is Garrett Cofield's response right here. And as I read it, I think to myself, that looks good, that looks good. So Garrett, I would give you 4 out of 4. And if I wanted to leave a comment for Garrett, I could say, great response, Garrett. I particularly liked your example of a stick of butter melting as a physical change. And then I move on to the next student. I've discovered I think using the tab feature on your keyboard is actually a lot faster. So I read Emma, good job, 4. Tab, move on to Chase down here at the bottom. Read, good job, Chase, tab. Now I'm on to Drake. Read his, and now I've already scored these. That's why there's already a score here, but it would be blank if I hadn't have scored. And so once you're done scoring all these questions, you just click to the bottom all the way down here and you click Save. And you're done. And the scores are all completely graded for you. So then you go back to Questions. You put your grades in the gradebook by clicking on Users, clicking on the particular section you want, and you're good to go. Now what I like to do when I pass the quizzes back is I tell my students, okay, go to Assessments, click on Quizzes, and then they click on Submission, and they get to see question by question what they got right and what they got wrong. What I like to do, though, is go to Statistics. Here in Statistics, look at this. I have a class average, which shows me the average not of one class, but of all of the students on my team, and then a distribution of grades. Now I project this screen on the wall for students to see. I don't scroll down because this shows every single kid. I don't want them to see those grades, but this is sort of nice at a glance. I can see it at all of my students how they did. What I like even better, though, is I can click on Question Stats, and I do this with my kids, and I show them, all right, guys, how do you think we did on these questions? And I've trained them like, oh no, what happened to question 1? And oh gosh, look at question 15. And I'm like, I know, let's take a look. And so I click on question 15. And the students can see, oh, this was the right answer. And a lot of people are like, oh, I missed that, oh. And I'm like, I know you missed that. Because not only does this show me what the right answer is, but then if I don't click here on question 15, but I scroll up to question details, processing, and I scroll all the way down and I find question 15. There's question 15. We see exactly what happened. The right answer was here, but more than half the kids chose 2 instead of 10. And now we can have a class conversation. And I know a lot of students are interested in this question because over half of them missed it. What was the mathematical error that was going through their heads? So I love this screen because we can say, yes, we totally knew the density of water is 1, but why did a third of everyone on our team, and likely this class, miss this question? So I think in statistics, the question details and the user stats are pretty powerful because kids like to see where they sort of sat compared to their students. So this is how I'm using the Desire to Learn assessment features to guide my instruction and give kids specific feedback on their particular results. I would love to hear how you guys are using it as well. Thanks for watching.